Hey guys, it's me Mellonn again. Last time I talked about how Baby Shark made me nearly commit suicide back when I attended public school, and how I got taken out of school. If you haven't watched the video, check it out first before watching this one. Anyways, now to the main video. You may think that I'm finally free from all the harassment from school. However, that is not where the problems end. Now I'm currently being harassed online about my crush by fictophobic assholes. As said in my previous video, I'm fictoromantic, which means I have a crush on fictional characters, and most are anthropomorphic animals. A lot of people online are dissing me and canceling me for crushing on anthropomorphic animals. They keep calling me a zoophile. Seriously, let me get this straight. A zoophile is a person who has creepy sexual intentions for animals and literally wants to do yucky things to real-life animals. That is very cruel and wrong, and I am not like that at all. All my animal crush are fictional, and plus, they are sentient, which means they can talk and act like humans. That means they can consent. Well, if they were real, which I wish they were when they aren't. And plus, my crush on them isn't even sexual, only romantic. I do not wish to do YKW with them. My romantic fantasies are about snuggling with them in bed and nuzzling against their fur, feathers, scales, whatever. I also have fantasies about having friendly conversations with them while stimming and being the happiest girl in the world. But then again, people still harass me over it. Listen up, all of you. I have been crushing on fictional, anthropomorphic animals since I was 3 years old. It is something I was never able to control. I thought my crush on them would go away, but then in public school, kids harass me for being different. As said in a previous video, the crush are the very characters that help me cope with bullying trauma. And plus, they make me happy. Without them, I wouldn't be the artist I would be today. These crushes inspired me to draw and be into cartoons and make my own fan-made shows. Let me be the person I want to be. A lot of them represent milestones in my life for me too. For example, Sergio from the Casabrandes represents my 14th birthday. He was sort of a birthday gift crush from my 14th birthday since I started crushing him around early October 2024. And my birthday is on October 9th. 14 is an important age for me since that's when my heyday kicked in. And a lot of shoujo protagonists like Precure are around that age. And plus, Sergio was what really got me into loving parrots. Sergio is my favorite parrot character of all time and my favorite character voiced by Carlos Alizraqui, one of my favorite voice actors. King from the Owl House represents my suicide arc from January, and he prevented me from committing suicide when a bully triggered me and broke the last straw for me. When I was at the psych ward, King was on my mind the whole time and I couldn't stop thinking about him or drawing him. My enthusiasm about him was what made my suicidal thoughts go away and got me released. King also fits the crush frame very well due to his fluffy appearance, the fact that he's a fox, or at least fox-like, his handsome voice, his love for sweets, his silly behavior, scenes that make me squeal so much, and the fact that he has a Japanese and Korean voice. Speaking of which, in the Korean dub he's voiced by Jeon Tae-il, my favorite Korean voice actor ever. And when he's voicing King, he uses his squeaky cartoony voice that I love the most, which he uses on other characters like Toto from Art Odyssey alongside many others. Which, by the way, I crush on Toto too. This is why King is my biggest crush ever. My crushes mean a lot to me, and it makes me feel ashamed to like them when it comes to you people. But that's not all. Ever since I started crushing on King, I got even more hate from toxic All House fans. They claim he is 8 years old, or in worst cases, a literal infant. Okay, I know where you're coming from. You think he's 8 years old because in the show, Etta said she found him 8 years ago. That doesn't explicitly mean he's 8. It even shows In the scene that shows when he was newborn, he looked very tiny and his eyes were barely open. He also had small horns, tiny claws, a thin tail, and his fangs were barely developed. In the scene where Etta found him, he grew a lot compared to when he was newborn. Now his eyes are wide open, his horns and claws are way bigger, and his fangs are more developed. He also had a way bushier tail. He was also able to speak a little. This would make him a toddler age or young kid in this scene, like maybe for 6. And how he thought he was a demon king. It would take him at least a few years to get into the thought, and it shows that he was alone for some time before Etta found him. And I think that was a span of a few years. That would make his current age around 14 years old, like Luz and her friends. So haha, fair game, since I'm 14 too. I really hate when fictophobic people diss people for having harmless fun, when it's not even sexual or creepy. Fictophobia is on par with homophobia and transphobia. Stop accusing me of being a zoophile. End of story.